Good morning slash afternoon slash evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our Return to the Dark. I'm your host, Let's Play Dark Souls HD, and today I'm bringing you post-commentary. Now, before you get mad at me, let me tell you why I'm doing post-commentary. At about 7:30 last night, one of the power lines right at the top of my neighborhood was struck and brought down by I don't know what, but it knocked my power off for about 3 hours. So when I finally got my power back, it was fine for about an hour, but then it went out again. And this time it was only out for like 20 minutes or so, nothing big, but it discouraged me. I didn't want to start recording this episode because I didn't want my power to go out while I was playing. I don't want to lose any footage for you guys. So I waited about 3 hours or so, just to make sure that my power was stable, there would be no more slip-ups or anything. So I successfully got through the episode. Somehow I was lucky enough to get through the whole episode without my power going out. But sure enough, as soon as I try to process my voiceover for this gameplay you're watching now, my power goes out. So all the live commentary that I have for this episode is lost to Davy Jones' locker. Now, what does that mean for you guys? It obviously means an hour's worth of very inconsistent rambling from yours truly. But you know what? I'm going to try and keep it as entertaining and lively as I can for you guys so that you don't get bored out of your minds. Now, this does give me an opportunity to talk about other stuff other than what you see happening on the screen, so maybe we can do that. One of the first things that I want to make note of is I've been mentioning on and off this video that I have upcoming for you guys. It's like a vlog special. It's going to be kind of a tribute. It's going to be a 3-year anniversary tribute video for this channel and how far we've come. Everything we've accomplished, what we've gone through, the people that we've gained, and all that good stuff. The things that are touching, things that you want to hear. So that video, it should be up in about a week. I'm pouring a lot of work into it. I'm actually processing a lot of different clips from various live streams, older videos. It's essentially going to be a mashup tribute of some of my favorite memories that we've accommodated over these past 3 years together. So I'm hoping that video is going to turn out really well. It should be awesome. But this boss is basically a Super Saiyan stray demon. He has the exact same attacks, just about the same health and defense, but he just looks stronger. He just looks flashier, even though he's literally no different. He's obviously very susceptible to that bleed, which is awesome, but there was actually one thing that I wanted to point out about this boss fight. It's coming up right after he does this area of effect attack. Now check this out. Now, the roll time for that attack is very weird. It gets a lot of people killed because everybody's number one mistake with that giant leap forward attack is they roll too soon. And to be honest, I rolled pretty soon right there. It would have been my demise if I had rolled any sooner because that attack kills you in like one hit. But I just wanted to point that out. It's very interesting that his probably most deadly attack that gets the most people is that attack where he jumps forward with his catalyst and smashes you with it. And yeah, rolling too early, that'll be what does it. And as you can see, he's definitely a pushover when you combat him with the Great Scythe because this weapon's freaking amazing. But there were a couple things that I wanted to talk about regarding the games that I'm going to be doing on this channel and just the future in general. I think it's February 15th, I believe is the date that Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate releases in the United States. If I can find a way to successfully capture 3DS footage on YouTube in HD and be able to give you guys that kind of footage, you're probably going to see Monster Hunter on my channel. Now, if I can't find a way to record HD footage with a 3DS, it's probably not going to be here. Sorry, I apologize. But I don't want to point like a camcorder at a 3DS and upload that. I'm not going to do that to you guys. You guys don't deserve cucumber quality. So yeah, if I can find a good way to capture HD footage of the 3DS screen, then yeah, you guys are going to see lots of Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. So hopefully I will. But Bloodborne, they did announce a collector's edition of Bloodborne that is only available in Europe currently, which is unfortunate. So I'm keeping my eyes peeled. I hope you guys are keeping your eyes peeled as well to see if the United States gets a hold of that that awesome collector's edition because it's really, really cool. I mean, you guys know me, I bought the collector's edition of Dark Souls 2. I showed that off in the video where I did my first playthrough. I showed the collector's edition right as I got home from the launch. But the collector's edition of Bloodborne actually comes with a really cool it comes with a really cool quill, like a classic pen that's made from a feather of a crow, and it comes with this nice little ink bottle and stuff. It actually comes with a top hat and a little chest to keep everything in. It's really cool. I want it so bad. It's expensive though. And to be honest, I'm really glad that I held out and didn't buy 3DS early for Monster Hunter because they just announced a Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate Edition of the 3DS. It's going to be a bundle deal, and I'm going to be buying that. So, in your face, Capcom, you're not going to get me. And you too, Nintendo. Nintendo's really been beefing lately. But, in this video, I actually tackled just about everything I wanted to do within roughly an hour. I was shocked that we got it all done without rushing. Because what I wanted to do, the only things that were really concerning me in this video was I wanted to do Siegmeyer and Solaire's quest lines. I wanted to get both of them done, and I also wanted to complete Lost Izalith. I wanted to get Bed of Chaos out of the way. Because fuck that boss. But we actually got it all done within the span of an hour. It was surprising. It was shocking. Now see, this boss fight actually went really well. Solaire is a beast. He literally gets eaten like 4 times, just picked up and devoured, and he just gets up for more every time. It's just like, you can't eat the sun! I love Solaire. He's really cool. I've got a nice little surprise at the end of this playthrough regarding Solaire for you guys. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. So this boss, although very fond of punching you in the face, is very cool. I honestly like this boss a lot. Now I just totally ate shit right here because I was trying to lock on to him, so I didn't mean to turn around and expose my back like that, but the Baldur shield, you see how much stability it has right here. Check this out. Look at that. That would have been a guard break on most beginning shields if they hadn't been upgraded. I do whiff really hard, like several times against this boss. I don't mean to, but to be honest, I'm not used to summoning people against him. I typically don't use Solaire against this boss ever, because when this boss goes for you and focuses all of his attacks on you, that's when he's easiest to hit. So I mean, as you can see, even against this boss, Great Scythe just completely wrecks him, just rips him apart. Now that, I don't know why his backhand does like a 360-degree hitbox. Didn't work right there, go figure. I seriously thought I clenched really hard. I thought he was going to hit me while I was healing. But look at that, Solaire's getting eaten for like a second time, and he doesn't even care. Just gets spat out, gets right back up for more. That right there is a Warrior of the Sun. And right there, I totally freaked out because I was supposed to have my shield out. And when I tried to block, it made me try to use my spell, or whatever, and I basically was just frying. Yeah, this boss, he was definitely brought down at the mercy of the Great Scythe. Or lack thereof mercy of the Great Scythe. That's what I should say, the Great Scythe's lack of mercy, because it just cleaves everything to pieces. Thanks for the help, Solaire. So yeah, and for anybody wondering, before we actually get there, yes, I did not level up the Covenant for the shortcut. I did not give the spider 30 humanity to open up the door. because I bought Toxic Mist from Ingi, so I could just poison the correct sunlight maggot through the wall. It's very cheap and dishonest, but I don't care. I want to save Solaire and keep my humanity, because I'm greedy. You guys know my video game persona by now. I'm a greedy individual. So, when you get up here, the reason I always turn around before I go here is because it's happened before. It's not supposed to happen, typically, but it has happened before. If you go in here and you talk to Solaire before killing the sunlight maggot through the wall, or activating the shortcut or whatever you decide to do, sometimes he still ends up going hollow. And now we are way too far into this playthrough for me to want to start over just so I can have that epic ending with Solaire. So I was just being completely safe about it. I was like, you know what? No, we are going to go do this before we have any chance of ruining it or activating any kind of bugs or anything. And, you know, this is on PC. If bugs are going to happen, this is where they're going to happen. So yeah, I just ended up running there and killing the bug through the wall, which is it's a really cool trick that I actually learned from a friend a long time ago. And since I've never showed the ending with Solaire, or how far you can take him on his quest line, I figured, why not? This is probably the playthrough to do it. And obviously I'm going to do Siegmeyer's quest line because it gives you a Titanite slab, and those are not particularly easy to get, like they are in Dark Souls 2. So if I can get a free slab off of helping Siegmeyer, then yeah, of course I am. These little bugs here, they actually drop sunlight metals, which is kind of cool. Now there is a really cool trick to doing this through the wall here, and essentially cheating. You notice when we kill these things, they give us like 36 souls apiece, right? The red-eyed sunlight maggot is the one that possesses Solaire and makes him go hollow. It gives you 100 souls. So if you stand right here and use Toxic Mist, Poison Mist, or you know whatever else, the area of effect attack of the Dragon King Greatsword or Great Axe, or whichever one you have, you will notice that you poison the correct bug because it will give you 100 souls. So check this out. Bam. 100 souls. So that signals that we got the right sunlight maggot. He will be there on the other side of the wall still, that he has a 100% chance to drop the sunlight maggot. So when we get to the other side of the wall after clearing Lost Izalith and finding Solaire on the other side, it'll still be there for us to pick up, even if we quit the game or whatever. I always run back here and check for whatever, because it's just my curiosity. My curiosity as a chronic RPG player. Exploration. Exploration. It's key. It's a huge part of these games. It's just like I always used to preach in Dragon's Dogma back when I was doing that walkthrough for you guys. Those who are driven to explore will be rewarded. Now, it's kind of mixed in Dark Souls. It's like, if you're brave enough to explore, you're probably going to run into something that can kill you in 2 hits. But guess what? That means he's going to be guarding something really, really good that you probably want. I mean, that's even becoming a testament to Bloodborne as well, because for those of you guys who haven't seen any demo footage or anything of Bloodborne, I'm not going to give any spoilers or anything like that. I'm not going to ruin it or give any detail, but, I mean, it is a testament to Bloodborne as well. If you've seen any kind of beta footage of that, they apply the same kind of risk versus reward system when it comes to looting. You'll find very, very strong enemies that can kill you incredibly easily that you're not supposed to have a chance against, but they guard really good shit. So that's something that we're definitely going to have to pay attention to and apply when we play Bloodborne later in March. So yeah, I don't know what series I'm going to be in the middle of, like 28 days from now, but whatever it is, Monster Hunter will interrupt it.
Why? Why?
Because, Solaire.
After all this searching, I still cannot find it. What? Oh,
Man, poor guy. Solaire, I will help you. I give you my word. I will help you find your own son. And I never go back on my word. It's my ninja way. So now it's time to go do some other random stuff. Do not want that anymore, because it will not help us here. I end up equipping the heavy soul arrow, because the heavy soul arrow will help for Siegmeyer's questline, so we can look down into the pit and shoot the... I can't remember what they're called. They're the giant thingies that have like a tornado of teeth for a mouth. Those damn things that are like super easy to kill, but when they get a hold of you, they're like the most overpowered enemy in the game. Oh man, now I'm starting to remember exactly what happened in this video. I really, really eat it up here against this stupid undead dragon pelvis. They literally just wombo combo me because I walk around the wrong side of the temple. It's a very amateur mistake, but then again, you know what they say, you gotta get good. So I got good. Man, this place, it's not very ideal for PvP. I was rather relieved that I didn't get invaded at all down here. It really was a convenience for me. And I'm just now noticing that I just missed that item right there. Now I feel stupid. Good thing this isn't a walkthrough. And that right there, the soul of a great hero, that's what we wanted. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, oh, I'll just run underneath them. No, absolutely not. Not even close. Like, as soon as they started stomping me into oblivion, all I heard was happy feet, wombo combo, and then just death. There is a lot of fiddling in this episode, though, to be honest. I mean, I do things in a very strange order, and I don't know why. But, I just wanted to get it done. I just wanted to get as much done as I could so that I would not have to come back down here. And you know what? We got everything. We got everything we needed and more. Okay, let's see if I grab the item this time. Because I do honestly feel stupid that I couldn't see that item. I don't know what I was talking about during this part, or I don't know what I was focused on. I just munched on the gotta go fast grass, and then... Maybe, nope, does not look like I see it. Doesn't look like I see it at all. Nope. I am stupid. Okay, fine. Looks like we didn't get everything. Grab the bloodstain, and then instead of going that way again, let's do it the smart way. Man, this place is full of goobers that just want to make your life harder. But then again, that's okay. What purpose would they have if they weren't inconveniencing me? And you, and everyone else. The goober has to have a purpose. It still shocks me, and just completely kills me. Makes me feel so awesome that so many of you got that right in that video when I was asking you what I called them in the expert walkthrough. It gave me a good idea of how many of you have been here, and how long you've been here, and how much of my walkthrough you were paying attention to, like just the subtleties like that, like what I called them. Oh, good stuff. It makes me feel good and warm and tingly on the inside. It's like, you do care. Now this part, I do remember dying up here to something. But I don't remember what. Because I feel like I die before I actually get to the boss, maybe? Or no. Because I know I do die one time against the boss. Maybe. Or no, twice, I think. I think I end up dying twice to Bed of Chaos because she's ridiculous. Just the worst boss in the game. This part brought back memories of the expert walkthrough where that guy with the super heavy armor invaded me. He had like the Gravelord Greatsword, and he was like ridiculously good at dodging all of my spells, even though he was medium rolling. He wasn't fast rolling, he was medium rolling. And he somehow was ridiculously good at dodging everything. He dodged every Homing Crystal Soul Mass, every Dark Bead, every Soul Spear, everything I threw at him. He was just like, nope. And then I got that really good parry on him, but because he was like super try hard, minimize, maximize, he had a lot of health and defense, and it just didn't do anything. These damn goobers, they'll never learn. Now these things, I can't remember what they're called. And this guy, I was just like, nope, you already committed. Time to die. But these things, I never remember what they're called. It's some kind of weird name. That was weird. And that basically they fart on you, which is kind of strange. But you see, they're like super squishy. And they drop red Titanite chunks like candy. Okay, yeah. This is like the Sister of Chaos. And the reason I didn't want to go up there and fight her is because when you have to fight her and Kirk at the same time, it can get a little bit hairy. See, this is kind of weird for me. Just trying to pay attention to what I do, how I play the game. Like, I even confuse myself sometimes. It's weird. Man. You gotta have, like, Demon Souls aim in this game. Now, there's an interesting topic we can cover. PvP differences in these games. Now, I do like Dark Souls 2 PvP the best. It is the one that I have the most fun with. But I can't deny that Demon Souls and Dark Souls both had really, really fun PvP. Like, insanely fun. Demon Souls was very fast-paced, and it just, there was a lot of brokenness about it. I mean, you had people using, you know, Storm Ruler, or Storm Troller, as people like to call it, and they send you flying or whatever just to mess with you. And when I stopped playing Demon Souls for PvP, I stopped at the point where every time I got invaded, like literally every time, zero exceptions, it was somebody using the Scraping Spear and Acid Cloud. Those were the most annoying people ever. And I wasn't going to have any of Kirk's shit, I just wanted him to die. Since this is the last invasion. Now that should have been a parry, that was weird. I was like, whatever. I'm not having none of your shit, Kirk. Just die. But, I mean, yeah, Demon Souls PvP was super fun. Dark Souls PvP, I still love. I'm not going to say it's better than I'm not going to say it's better than Dark Souls 2, but there are things about it that I cannot stand compared to the first game. Like, for example, I hate time limits on the invasions. I can't stand it. I do not like the fact that you can't heal as an invader unless you have warmth or the spell heal. And I do not like the fact that the Tree of the Seed of Giants, or that the Seed of the Tree of Giants exists. I don't like that. But, I mean, think about it. You play Dark Souls, and if you play Dark Souls and it's just like, well, the host keeps chugging and summoning gankers. Where's my humanity? Why can't I heal? And say you've got a bunch of people that are ganking you in the most unconventional way possible. They all just run up and try to annihilate you. You could just run away. In Dark Souls, like when you run away in Dark Souls 2, you get some distance between yourself and the gankers, and you're just like, okay, time to rethink my strategy, and then bam, suddenly it says that you're out of time and you're being sent home. That was enough to piss me off the first time it happened to me. I hated it, because I was winning. And the Seed of the Tree of Giants, that in itself is just a problem. when you're fighting a host that keeps healing, or maybe they keep summoning gankers, or whatever, they keep summoning help and they're healing, you have to have some kind of advantage. You have to have some kind of perk as an invader, which is supposed to be the enemies. But when they use the Seed of the Tree of Giants, it's basically like a big fuck you to the invaders, because then the enemies become hostile to you, and you essentially have like a 300% chance of losing, which I don't like. On Dark Souls, it's a lot different. In Dark Souls, when the host heals, it's just like, pfft, you gonna chug against me? What has 2 thumbs and 99 humanity? This guy. Now, the same thing with, like, you know, the Seed of the Tree of Giants. It's just like, that didn't exist in this game. So, I mean, of course, you get to use the enemies to your advantage. Especially, it's very essential for gankers. The difference between you getting chopped up by 3 Havel armor-wearing, Great Shield using, Gravelord, Greatsword, R1 spamming scrubs, and you destroying all 3 of them could possibly be bone wheel skeletons, or some. They're even goobers. Never underestimate the enemies of the level. And especially the time limit. Man, I can't count how many really good invasions I've had where they lasted like 40 minutes. Oh god, what a champ.
Oh, excuse me, I was so absorbed in thought I just drifted away. Must be the warmth. Well, what's on your mind? No, don't tell me. Those monsters making life difficult for you? You need not be ashamed. We're all in the same boat, you know. I really have run up quite a debt to you. Perhaps the time has come.
Well, there's a very specific way to do this part. I showed it in the expert walkthrough. Here's how his questline works. I'll explain it just in case you guys aren't familiar. Siegmeyer intends to repay his debt to you by jumping down there and fighting off those monsters so you can escape. And here's how it works. His questline creates a fork in the way there's a fork in the path in his questline at this very particular moment. When he jumps down there, his amount of health decides the way the quest goes. So, when he jumps down there, he's going to help you fight the enemies. If he has less than 50% of his HP by the time they're all done, then he dies. If he just plain dies, then he dies. But if he has more than 50% of his HP after they're all dead, you can continue his quest line. He survives. And then you can end up getting the slab from his daughter. So here's how I do it. Just to guarantee he'll have all of his health, I always cheese all of these guys except one. And when there's only one left, I get him down to like half health. So I know for a fact that he won't be able to kill Siegmeyer or harm him to the point of less than half health. And if you're trying to throw fireballs and shoot sorceries and crap right here, what I recommend you do is try to get him out of the way. Like what I did here, I just kicked him a few times just to make sure he wouldn't get hit. And get him a safe distance away. And unlike other NPCs that track to the same spot, he won't just blatantly walk back to that spot. He doesn't have like his AI doesn't have a set pathfinding position for that. And I do hate the range of the Chaos Fireball here because it clearly should be able to hit them. Yet it doesn't. It's just back hop just because I didn't want to throw it and end up getting sent off, which right there, as you can see, that little baby step you take when you throw it, I totally would have fell right there if I had thrown it from my original spot. So here we have like some COD no scope action going. Because hard scoping is for nerds. Now these guys, we're doing a surprising amount of damage to them because my intelligence is still relatively low, to be honest. It's not very high, so I'm not doing a whole lot of damage. Now this spell, you stay stationary when you cast it, so I can be right on the edge with no worries of falling. But yeah, this is about how this goes. This guy, I shoot him twice, so he'll have like just a chunk of health left and run down and just crush him in one hit. And with that, we activate his dialogue.
Friend, I have an idea. A good one, really. I will rush those dire fiends, and you can slip away in the confusion. Please, friend. I owe you much more than this. By the honor of the Knights of Katarina, allow me to assist you. And now, I go. Don't be slow.
Have at it, champ.
Siegmeyer of Katarina, and you shall feel my wrath!
Good stuff.
But you, didn't you get away? Well, you saved me, once again. Oh, thank goodness. I'm exhausted. I think I'll have a rest. Oh, don't you worry. The ground below me is my pillow. I'll recover shortly.
Okay. Now that's the dialogue that you get if you successfully do his quest line in the direction that leads you to a Titanite slab. So, if you don't do it right, he'll actually die right here and now. He'll say that he's grown old and weak or something like that, and he will just die right there. Now this thing, yeah, I ended up getting bitch slapped, but whatever. He's still squishy. Now, I never go the right way on the first try down here because I don't remember. So, the way to remember now after doing retrospect is left is the right way out. But I end up going right first because I'm weird. Or, I mean, left is the way to the items, whereas going right will take you up so you can get out. So you definitely want to go left first if you want to go get the red slab that's conveniently placed over in the chest in the hallway. And then if you go out in this direction, it actually leads to another item. I think it's like another red Titanite chunk on a corpse. I am going to need those red chunks that we get from these things and the red slab for my fire claymore. So it was definitely worth it to run over here and get these things. I also got another really good item that I've been trying to get for the whole playthrough but haven't had any luck with. Just from that description alone, you guys probably already know what it is. It's a personal favorite of mine, and we finally get it right at the end of this episode. Or somewhere around there. 3/4 of the way through. That's my guess. That's probably when we're going to get it. It's a good weapon, though. And then this, yeah, this is where the corpse is with the red chunk, and then this thing is up here chilling. I wanted to test out the throwing knives to see if they did any kind of decent damage against these things, and I was disappointed. 14 damage is... it's like a mosquito bite. That was barely fast enough to kill him in time, because if they hit you with that cloud attack, it is essentially acid cloud. It'll break your equipment, which is no good. And then over here, the way to get out is... it took me a couple playthroughs to successfully figure out the best way to get out of this room, because it's so confusing. Because, I mean, all the pillars and the roots and the ledges, they're contorted and everything. But I mean, now it's just like it's just visual memory. You just see where it is, and then you just forever you remember where to go. Okay, this is where we go to save Solaire. The damn goobers. We demonstrate that we have the ability to kill the goobers just like they kill us. And then I quickly realized that I'm going to need these for the next enemy, and I don't know why I wasted them. Oh, this guy. Fighting this Titanite demon is such a bad idea, especially if you don't have any poise or a good shield. I mean, he's such a dick. He'll knock you off in the blink of an eye. It's terrible. Sorcery does absolutely nothing. So then I go to test out what fire does to him. I just go to bait one of his attacks. Ugh, look at that. Over half my health in just one smack. And that Chaos Fireball literally did less than like a tenth of his health. Man. Yeah, fighting him is a bad idea. So I essentially decide to be a coward. Yep, just run around, because why not? Ugh, that projectile lightning attack. Now this crystal lizard up here, because we've had issues with trying to hit them with weapons, I decided I wasn't going to have any of this lizard shit. And just kill him like this. That worked out very well. So as you can see down there to the far end, that Sunlight Maggot item is waiting there for us, because we killed him through the wall with Toxic Mist. Now I basically shaved Solaire's back hairs right there. That was close. It would have been bad.
Was it all a lie? Have I done this all for nothing? Oh, my dear son. What now? What should I do? My son. My dear, dear son. Was it all?
Solaire, listen to me. Just say you're sorry. You can still have your own son. What you've worked and waited for. You could have all you ever wanted. I don't know how many of you are going to know what that song is from, but if you get the reference, props to you. It's a very, very, very good play. And free combustion on the tail, because it's the weak point. And I don't know why I decided to fight this thing. I really didn't want to, because it's such a bad idea. We've got this, like, the gold-hemmed armor. We're squishy, no poise, hardly any defense. And our Great Scythe really doesn't do anything to him, because these Prowling Demons, I guess is their technical name. I just call them Titanite Demons, because it's just what I know them by, but they are technically weakest to strike damage. So if you use blunt weapons, they die really quick. All I have is slash damage. Now, I do have the Great Club, but I was scared to death to try and use it against this guy because he... I mean, look at him. If we try to use a weapon that slow against him, it's gonna be a one-way trip off the edge of the bridge. We wouldn't be able to recover fast enough. And that right there was a perfect example of why I hate their tail. Oh, and this is where it gets hard. Look at that. Doing barely 100 damage per swing. Not good. And the only time we can actually curve around him and attack is if he does that close range combo. But I have to already be near him. Yeah, this fight was no joke. Made me clench really hard a couple times. I think like right here, he ends up almost driving me over the edge with his combo. The butt clench was so real. Man, that jump attack is terrifying. It's like death incarnate. Man, it was such a bad idea to fight him, but you know what? I wanted to do it because I could feel some magic at work, if you know what I mean. I could feel something at play. I knew something was gonna happen. Oh, that clenched, though. That, I don't even know how I didn't die right there. It literally, I should have died. I have no problem saying it. I literally should have died. But we end up finishing really strong against this guy. I just decided, fuck it, just... Gotta go strong, Leroy Jenkins! Worth Titanite catch pole. Very, very good weapon. Super underrated in PvP. I equip it just so I can see my favorite attack. Not that. This. That attack is so good for wake up. I mean, if you backstab somebody, or if you knock them down, or want to parry them, whatever, just anything that involves your opponent having to stand up after being knocked down, that attack is so good for wake-ups if you can aim it right. I can't tell you how many people I've killed with that attack on wake-up because they roll too soon. Like, they spam roll when they see you arcing, like getting ready to jump, so they spam roll, like they just mash that circle button on wake-up, and you literally just plant them into the ground with it. It's so good. Now, I know you guys are probably going to judge me when you see this boss fight. I do use the WKBW, the Wimpy Kitty Baby Whiner technique, where I activate the certain side of her, where her arm comes out, and then I quit the game and reload so that I don't have to run back and worry about falling through the floor. Yes, I'm a coward, I know, but this isn't a walkthrough. This is just casual playthrough. What am I, casual? The answer is yes. But, yeah, well, I'm waiting for the comments now. Somebody's going to post a comment that says, LPDarkSoulsHD confirmed casual, Kappa. That's what it's going to say. But yes, I do end up just doing the smack this, and then I quit. I reload my character. It's funny, even using this technique, which is completely cowardice, I still die twice. It's almost embarrassing. Okay, it is embarrassing. It's not almost embarrassing. It's flat out just grueling, degrading on my honor. But you know what? Fuck this boss. I hate it. I hate this boss. It's so gimmicky and uncreative. This boss probably killed me more than every other boss in the game put together. Ugh. The floor. This is the part that killed me. Was not expecting him to do the weird slap that you want him to do when you're running for the center to actually get inside underneath the boss. I was expecting just the regular sweep that I didn't get. So there's death number 1 against Bed of Chaos, and death number 2 is even funnier because it's just a complete mistake. Man. That's funny. The way I died against this boss was so unbecoming. That's the word I'm gonna use. It was very unbecoming because it was just a mistake with a button. And not enough space to actually get running the momentum. And yes, I did equip this because there's always that off chance that you might die on the way to your souls. You best not, or you best fear the enemies in this game when your souls are at large, because I don't care who you are or what you say, when you've got 100,000 or more souls waiting in the boss room that you need to get back to, all the enemies in the level become possessed with a bloodlust rage where they have to try to kill you as hard as they can so that you can't get those souls back. Happens every time. You guys know what I mean. You guys that have been playing Souls games for a while now, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I never understood just the slide down to this boss fight. It's kind of weird. It's like that's straight up stone that you're slipping on. with your feet. Your feet would literally be ground up like salt by the time you hit the bottom. Or at least that's how I always think of it. So yeah, she gets a free hit on me right there. And I don't really care, because I have Estus Flask right here. This part. I end up getting on the other side of that route, and what I try to do is I try to jump to the other side, but I don't get enough room to have my jump going. So I end up just rolling. That sucked. But I had the ring on, so we technically didn't lose anyways. Now, right now, I decided to take the smart route and just level up, because I don't want to risk losing all these souls. And since I want endurance to be my primary stat right now so I can have the most stamina and have the fastest roll with whatever I have equipped, I'd say that was definitely a good move. And then those, we get to upgrade our Fire Claymore. Now all we have to do is give the large Fire Ember to Vamos, and we can start using those red chunks and the red slab to get our plus 10 Fire Claymore. And this thing, I haven't used it in a long time in any playthrough, so I decided, you know what the hell, let's upgrade the Titanite catchpole as far as we can and just start steamrolling the game with it, because it's just that damn good. It does kind of figure that I'm one twinkling Titanite short of maxing it out, but then again, that's not a problem, because we can just go buy them from the giant blacksmith. And we only gotta buy one, so it's not gonna be an issue either. That thing will be plus 5 in no time. And we are probably going to be using that a lot in the DLC since it does so much damage. So, I didn't really care to become a human again either, because if I haven't been invaded this whole time, I highly doubt I'm going to get invaded on this last stretch to the boss. It would have been nice, because, I mean, I am welcoming PvP in this playthrough. I honestly look forward to getting invaded, because I need practice. God knows I need the practice to try and get back into shape. But I don't know. I'm hoping that we're going to get some more invasions when we hit the DLC and get to the Royal Wood. Or even the one place, what's it called? Chasm of the Abyss? Or no, that's Dark Souls 2, isn't it? I don't remember. They're basically the same area. It's just a different game. So yeah, this is where everything randomly decides to go smoother than it has ever gone for the entire playthrough, and I don't even know why. I just completely lucked out. You'll see what I mean. Now, there was kind of a late firestorm right here. It scared the shit out of me. Or no, not right here. It's after I quit and reload. Now, you guys will see what I mean. It literally just scared the hell out of me. It's like, as soon as I saw the firestorm, I was like, oh, she's not supposed to do that! So that's what I was anticipating. Just that. Regular sweep attack is what I was expecting the first time she killed me and knocked me off the edge. Okay, so that's one more arm down. Now we can just quit, reload our character, and it'll take us outside the fog gate. And now all we have to do is run forward and get underneath the boss. This is the hardest part of the boss fight, hands down. Getting to her 2 arms is easy. It's literally cake. But this part, getting to the center underneath her, and check out this weird late firestorm right here. That scared the hell out of me, because it ended up following me down to the ground. I thought I was going to get just barbecued. But look at how smooth this goes. Look, literally, on the first try, she literally does exactly what I want her to. Gives me safe passage down onto the thing. She even does it again, so that her arms don't interrupt me running underneath her. Now this part, this is where I figured my luck would run out and she would start spamming Firestorm inside the little trail. But she didn't. Look at how easy that was. That was ridiculous. Now, on a normal run against Bed of Chaos, yeah, it would have taken another 5 or so minutes for her to do that arm combo where she doesn't sweep from left to right. And then when you try to go run underneath her down the path, so you can get to the bug, or like the Bed of Chaos bug that you can kill in one hit, that's when she spams Firestorm inside there and basically almost stun locks you into oblivion. But the last 10 or so minutes of this episode was me buying a certain piece of armor that I need.
Fool. You could not be the chosen one.
From an awkward friend.
Oh, we meet again. How many of you are there? You've come at the perfect time. I'm done with the looting. I'm a humble merchant now, and wondrous treasures have I, at a special price for you. There you are. Have a nice look at them. Oh, relax. No more funny business out of me, my friend.
Yeah, he says that now. At least the gesture's free. Now, my only concern was this, the Mask of the Child. God. And I wonder who he got these off of. What a dick. And you get the Crescent Axe if you kill him, I know that. And he doesn't have anything else that we need or want. It's all expensive.
What? Nothing appeals to you? Well, you must have poor taste.
Grr, I wanted to stab him so bad right there, but you know what? Self-control. I didn't.
You sorry fool.
Framp, you shut up. You're a giant
could
snake
not
with
be the
gingivitis.
chosen.
Your opinion doesn't matter. Okay. Now from this point, what I ended up doing was equipping... Not yet. I ended up putting this on, but it just looks weird. I mean, the gold hemmed armor set, it may not be all that great, but it matches up together and it looks really cool when it's all together. So I ended up going here to get the other piece of the armor set so we can be authentic by the time we get to the DLC. There's only one more person we gotta kill after this to get our full look going. And I am so excited. That's all we needed from that. And then I'm just cleaning up my item box. There's a lot of stuff in my inventory that I'm not using, and it just kind of gets in the way. Which, I mean, that, to some people, that really doesn't affect a lot of people. It doesn't get on their nerves. But I tell you, it gets on mine. Like, switching through my equipment and not being able to get to the weapon that I want as fast as I want to. Yeah, that'll get you killed in PvP if you're trying to switch really fast. And the only reason I'm keeping the Dark Hand, if you're wondering, is because you can steal humanity from NPCs with it. It's actually pretty cool. Very useful. It's a pro tip right there. If you're out of humanity, you have nothing left, just use a Dark Hand on an NPC like Petrus or somebody else, and you'll get humanity. And then when I go to my armor, it sparked an idea in me. I wanted to do a throwback to the Dark Souls expert walkthrough. So that's hint right there. You know what we're about to look like. At this point in the expert walkthrough for Dark Souls, I had a very particular look that was very strange, not necessarily good in defense or any kind of resistance, but it just looked really cool. You guys will see what I mean. And right there, as soon as I saw the Painting Guardian waistcloth, it clicked in my brain. I was like, you know what? We're gonna do a throwback to the expert walkthrough. Let's do it. And thus, the idea was born. It's a very cool look. There it be. Alright. And we're good. Check this out. Look familiar? Now that's a hell of a throwback right there. That's a pretty cool look if you ask me. I had the most insane deja vu as soon as I equipped that stuff, because in the expert walkthrough, I was using the Balder shield. And the Balder side sword as well, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that's a classic beginning stage Calamity look. Before I really invented his aesthetic properties, before I really discovered what I wanted him to look like. This was like the first stages of his creation, because I don't know how many of you guys know this or not, but Calamity didn't exist before the expert walkthrough. I mean, he really was a spontaneous creation in that series. I didn't already make that build or anything. I just chose the Deprived because I wanted to choose a class that's most flexible in the beginning of the game for new players, and he just blossomed. He just turned into what he was. His equipment, the way he looked, the way he performed, his build altogether was a complete and spontaneous creation of that walkthrough, which is why he's so awesome. That's why he's my favorite. And just to make the look super authentic, I equipped the catch pole. That right there is literally copy and paste what Calamity looked like on the way to the Duke's Archives in the expert walkthrough. This was like a huge throwback that was insanely accurate. Man, this thing does a ton of damage. I love it. Yeah. I wanted him to drop a chunk. I even waited for it, and I was robbed. Oh well. So, while I was doing this part, since I did a throwback to the expert walkthrough by equipping Calamity's exact attire and equipment on the way to the Duke's Archives, I ended up quoting something from this part of the walkthrough as well. It's a quote that somebody commented on the video and said that my quote belonged in on a t-shirt. And yes, I was dicking around being a smartass. I was hoping he would charge me right there, because wouldn't you laugh if he just flattened me for doing that? It would prove that the Fanged Boar has an ego. And yeah, I was gonna make a quote on the second pig, and somebody said that the quote I made belonged on a t-shirt. This thing is too good. Yeah! Get dunked, pig! You'll get that helmet from one of them. Like, there's only 3 in the game, but one of them, at least one of them will drop it every time. It's usually the first one for me. Yeah, for this one, I decided to go mega throwback for the expert walkthrough and kill him just like I did before. Run over here, use the pillars, and then he comes flying around the corner, scares the piss out of me. I thought I was gonna die because he went crazy. He's so scary the way he just trots at you. That's horrifying. Very intimidating. Although this pillar is a very good way to kill him. It's kind of like cheating. Burn, pig! What you got on my bacon making skills? Man, the memories. Just uttering those words, the memories, they come flowing back in. Thinking about doing this playthrough, going through this game again after not touching it in so long, and remembering just how much fun I had doing the expert walkthrough for you guys, and just the people that found me during that time, the people that, like, some of the first people that showed up and started supporting the channel and stuff. This is really what inspired me to put together that vlog video, so I can give like a proper thanks and give a tribute to just how amazing this channel has become. And these guys, they are punks, just like they always were. But I don't know. Playing this game for you guys, doing this Return to the Dark series has really... It's really got my, my heart pumping and my brain thinking about the big picture of what we've gone through, what we've become, where we got from, all that good stuff. And so yeah, I'm gonna have that video done probably in about a week or so, and hopefully it'll turn out as awesome as I want it to, because I'm putting a lot of work into it. Now these things, they don't stand a chance against this weapon. They just don't. Few do. So I gotta kill this guy for the broken pendant, and that is all we're gonna do in this place. And when I kill this crystal guy right here, we basically invented a new term. Check this out. Boom! We're not going to call that pancaked, because we didn't flatten him using like a hammer or a pan or anything that resembles a frying pan. That was the Titanite catch pole. So we are going to call that pole caked. There's plenty of cake for all of you. You just have to wait in line for the pole. So now, in this playthrough, whenever I kill something using that R2 attack of the Titanite catch pole, we're just going to call it pole caked. And now it is time to go to... Since we don't have any bonfire that's near the Darkroot Basin, we have to go to the damn Undead Parish. Take the long way there. Well, not necessarily the long way, but the only way. It is a bit of a... It's a bit of a trek. There's going to be some cardio involved. I'm really excited to go through the DLC, though. It is going to be ultra fun times. And then it's a bit of a run, though. Okay, well, I hope you guys didn't get too bored or annoyed with an hour's worth of really uncoordinated post-commentary of just talking about anything and everything. Because I know probably none of you prefer this. Live commentary is typically a lot better, but I don't know. I wanted to keep this as lively and entertaining as I could so you guys wouldn't fall asleep. Hopefully that worked. Hopefully we prevailed. Because in the next video, we are going to start the DLC, and if there's any part of this game that I have not touched the longest, it is definitely the DLC. It's going to be almost like learning it from scratch again. And no, I'm not going to cheat and use my own videos to remember where stuff is. That would be terrible. And this... I don't know why I ran down here to see if I had the bonfire lit, because I was confused. I could have swore that you could warp to that bonfire that's down here below, but you actually cannot. So yeah, I saw that I had it lit, and I was like, what the hell? And then I realized, well, you obviously can't warp to that bonfire. So the closest one to get to the DLC was definitely the Undead Parish. Because you can't warp to the bonfire that's in the forest either. Which those would be, I don't know, kind of the same distance apart, so it wouldn't matter. This one was obviously much closer, though. So I was hoping I could warp to it. And this part makes me glad that I have the rusted iron ring, too. So I just fly through the water. Not have to worry about those things chasing me. And that guy, I know he couldn't really hit me, but it was like reflex. I know that they have insane range with that sweep attack, and I just rolled by reflex. It was like, I honestly, I even thought about it in my brain. Like, my mind literally said, no, don't roll, you don't need to. But as soon as I saw the arm coming, it's like my thumb literally had a brain of its own for a second and was like, roll! This is reflex, this game will give you crazy muscle memory. Like, it's even as complex as playing guitar, almost. Playing video games like this, where there's so much technicality to the way you have to move your hands and stuff to play the game. It's some crazy muscle memory. And this is it. We are venturing into the abyss once again. Calamity's coming home, baby. Hey, Dad. Did you miss me? And here we are. So it's time to light and rest. And that'll do it for this episode, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching as always. I have been your faithful host, Let's Play Dark Souls HD, and I'll catch all of you in the next video. See you.